There's a piece of brush out here. I'm going to fish that a little bit. I'm going to start out there. This, you know, we happen to be in the spring. This can be equally effective in the fall when the fish are shallow. So I'm going to just work my bait around the habitat. And how I do it is I keep my rod up in that 10 to 12 o'clock position. And what I'll do is I'll pick that weight up over the cover. Like the weight's going to hit first. And then I'm going to drop down and feel that, you know, feel for that strike. I have a bow. It's like a semi-taut line. I have a bow in my line. As that weight falls back down, I'm feeling for that strike. So I'm keeping it way up high in that position. Oh, there's one. It came right out of that piece of timber, just as I was coming over that treetop. That's a nice fish. And I've got good line, you know. I'm sitting on about 12-pound test leader. Look at that fish. Just gobbled that little brush hog up. And this fish doesn't look, you know, maybe spawning a little bit. Doesn't really have much wear and tear on it from the spawn, but came up and grabbed that rig. And I think the reason for it, like this is, man, it looks like it might be spawning. I might have pulled it off of a bed. Well, we'll let her go. The deal there is the bait comes through the habitat. It might be the nest, it might be just the habitat. I'm going to talk about the Finesse Carolina rig. I love fishing the Carolina rig. A lot of you guys that watch Bass University and Bass University Live know that. And the Carolina rig is kind of, man, it's almost faded away where you don't see a lot of people talking about it, a lot of people using it. It shows up from time to time, and I love it. I've always been a big proponent of this rig. It does so many things well, and it makes me so efficient as an angler. I wanna get people back throwing it. I want to get you guys using this rig in a lot of different situations. And I have some great Carolina rig content instruction on Bass University. I want to invite you guys to go check that out. But today I'm going to dive into the finesse side of it on the water. And these are mini Carolina rigs. Short leaders, as you can see, 2.5 to 3 feet of a leader length. Lighter weights. This is a 1/2 ounce. I'll drop down to 3/4 and even a 1/4 ounce weight. And these baits, these tools are really, really good when I'm fishing in the shallow water. When you have fish that are present in that, 6 inches down to, 4 or 5 feet of water, this rig can really help you cover that water. Just like you use it when you're out on the flats, off of points, off of ledges, and it helps you cover that water efficiently in that deeper zone. It can be just as efficient in the shallow water. So that's one of the reasons why I love it. Now, I said, we're dealing with a lighter weight. And let's dive into the components a little bit. I've got on a Carolina rig, a lot of times I'm using 20-pound test as my main line when I'm throwing big weights, when I'm fishing deeper than 5-10 feet of water. I'm going to be throwing 3/4, 1 ounce, even 1.25 ounces, 1.5 ounces sometimes. But when I'm up in the shallows, I'm dropping down to the 1/2 ounce and 3/8 and even 1/4 sometimes. Now, these are VMC flipping weights. I love these tungsten weights as my Carolina rig weight. This is a 1/2 ounce. Why do I like this shape for my Carolina rig? Well, when I'm up in the shallows, I'm dealing with all kinds of stuff. We have